Good morning, my dear students. Hope all of you are well and welcome to this chemistry class. Hope you are doing everything fine. In my last class, we have discussed that ionic bonds, okay, and ionic compounds, their properties. Today we will start from covalent bonds and covalent compounds. So first we will discuss covalent bond. Okay, now first we'll discuss what is covalent bond. When the bonds are formed between two combining atoms, okay, by mutual sharing of one or more pairs of electrons, okay, is called covalent bonds. Compounds containing covalent bonds are called covalent compounds. Generally, when nonmetals combines with another nonmetal, then the sharing of electrons takes place between their atoms and covalent bonds are formed. Generally, all organic compounds are covalent compounds. In organic compounds means these compounds containing carbon-carbon bonds, and carbon-carbon bonds are always covalent bonds, okay, and that is why that organic compounds are covalent compounds. Now first we will discuss that hydrogen molecule. So in case of hydrogen molecule, okay, there is one bond. Here each hydrogen containing one electron in its valence shell and another hydrogen containing one electron in its valence shell. So they will share each other, and in this way both the hydrogen will gain the nearest helium gas electronic configuration, that is duplet configuration. So this hydrogen has 2 electrons and this hydrogen also has 2 electrons. Okay, so in this way they are stable and the type of bond is formed by sharing of electron is called covalent bond. Hope you can understand. But between and this is also called single covalent bond. Single covalent bond, because in this case between two hydrogen atom, okay, only two or one pairs of electron is present. One pair or 2 electron is present. So one bond means 2 electron, or you can say that one pair of electron is present. But if you think about oxygen, between two oxygen there will be 2 bonds, 2 covalent bonds, and this is called double covalent bond. Okay, and here 2 bonds means total 4 electron is present. So 4 electrons are taking part in the bond formation, and each oxygen, this oxygen having 2 lone pair of electron, that means 4 electron, and here also 4 electron. So both the oxygen atoms satisfy the octet. Hope you can understand. And in this way it gains the nearest neon gas structure. Okay, and the electron pair between these 2 oxygen atoms will be 2 electron pair is present, and that is why it is called double covalent bond. Okay, or you can say that double bond. Okay, and if we think about nitrogen molecule, between 2 nitrogen atom, okay, triple covalent bond is present. So this is called triple bond or triple covalent bond. So this is also called the multiplicity of covalent bond. Covalent bonds may be single, double or triple. Okay, and 4 is not possible. Okay, generally between 2 atom 4 bond not possible, because later you will be able to understand that when one sigma bond is formed, with this sigma bond there is formation of 2 pi bond only. Okay, and in this case between 2 nitrogen atom, that 6 electrons takes part in the bonding. So each nitrogen is sharing 3 electrons. Next we will discuss the electron dot diagram, then you can easily understand. Okay, and in case of organic molecule also, if you think about that carbon-carbon single bond, here if you add all hydrogen, These carbon hydrogen bonds are also covalent bonds. Okay, so this is called ethane. So in ethane molecule there is carbon-carbon single bond. Okay, but if you think about that ethylene, this is the ethylene molecule. In case of ethylene molecule there is carbon-carbon double bond. All are covalent bonds. But in case of acetylene molecule, okay, here between two carbon there is triple bond. Okay, so these are the multiplicity of covalent bond: single, double, and triple. Hope you can understand. Next, we will discuss the covalency. What is covalency? Now, covalency of an atom is the number of its electron taking part in the formation of shared pair. Okay, that means the number of electrons. Okay, sharing for the formation of covalent bond. You can think about hydrogen molecule. Here, each hydrogen atom is sharing one electron for the formation of this hydrogen-hydrogen bond. So definitely, the covalency of hydrogen will be here 1. So covalency of hydrogen will be 1. But if you think about oxygen molecule, okay, so between two oxygen molecule, okay, each oxygen is sharing 2 electrons, okay, with the other oxygen atom, okay. So definitely here covalency of oxygen will be 2. But if you think about nitrogen, triple bond is present and each nitrogen is shared 3 electrons with the other nitrogen atoms. So here covalency of nitrogen will be 3. Hope you can understand. Now covalent compounds may be 2 types. One is called polar covalent compound and another is called non-polar covalent compound. So covalent compounds or covalent bond two type. One is polar, another is non-polar. So polar covalent compounds, now what we'll discuss that what is the, first we will discuss non-polar. Okay, what is the non-polar covalent compounds? Okay, when the shared pair of electrons during formation of this covalent bond are equally shared or equally distributed between two atoms, okay, then the covalent bonds are called non-polar. We can think about hydrogen, chlorine, bromine, even oxygen, nitrogen, and whatever we are writing, these are unshared pair or lone pair of electrons, the pair of electrons which are not taking part in the bond formation. Okay, so in this case the atoms, okay, they are identical. Okay, two bonded atoms are identical and there will be no charge separation and the molecule is symmetrical and electrically neutral and their bonding pair electron, okay, each bond means 2 electron, they are equally shared. Okay, that means the distance of this electron pair from the each atom will be equal. Okay, that is why they are non-polar. Okay, another molecule we can show, that methane molecule. This is also non-polar molecule or non-polar covalent compound. Okay, because here carbon hydrogen they have different electronegativity. The bond is polar, but resultant of the 3 carbon hydrogen is acting towards downward, another acting is upward. Okay, so overall dipole moment will be 0. This 3 resultant of the 3 carbon hydrogen bond moment is cancelled by another carbon hydrogen bond moment. You can think about carbon tetrachloride, CCl4. This is also non-polar covalent compounds. Okay, here also one CCl bond moment and another resultant 3 CCl bond moment are acting in just opposite direction and they are cancel each other. That is why they are called non-polar covalent compounds. Hope you can understand. So the covalent compounds, okay, which are non-polar, okay, their dipole moment is 0, okay, and they are symmetrical and electrically neutral. There will be no formation of partial charge. But when the covalent compounds are in the covalent compounds, when the shared pair of electrons are not equally distributed between two atoms, then this type of compounds are called polar. We can think about HCl molecule. In HCl molecule, the bonding pair electron is not equally shared because chlorine is more electronegative, so it will attract the bonding pair electron towards itself. Definitely on chlorine atom there will be development of partial negative charge, and on hydrogen atom there will be generation of partial positive charge. So there will be charge separation, okay, and that is why this compound is called polar covalent compounds. Hope you can understand. So in case of covalent compounds, we know that they are forming molecules, but in case of ionic compounds, they generally form crystal. There is no concept of molecule. And whenever we are thinking that you can think about water also, okay. This is water molecule, they have directional property. Here lone pair is there and two carbon oxygen hydrogen bond is there. So definitely this bond moment will act towards oxygen, okay. And here also lone pair moment is there definitely, and this bonding pair will be not equally shared. Definitely it will be a polar covalent compounds, okay. And in this case, okay, all of you know that water is a polar solvent and it has very high dielectric constant around 80, okay. You can think about ammonia molecule. Okay, this is ammonia molecule. Okay, in this case also this nitrogen hydrogen bond moment will act towards nitrogen, and lone pair moment will in the same direction. Definitely here also this is a polar covalent compound, and here if you think about that bond, that this bond nitrogen hydrogen bond, the electron pair, okay, is not equally shared because nitrogen is more electronegative. It will attract the bonding pair electron towards itself. So definitely on nitrogen there will be formation of delta negative charge, and hydrogen there will be formation of delta positive charge. Hope you can understand. Next we will discuss some electron dot structure, okay, to understand the formation of covalent bond. Suppose we are thinking about formation of chlorine molecule, Cl2 molecule, okay. I am writing Cl2 here. So each Cl atom, the outermost shell electronic configuration is 287, in K cell 2 electron, L cell 8 electron and M cell 7 electron. So outermost cell, that means valence cell containing 7 electrons. So electrons here we are showing as dot. And another chlorine will combine, it also have 7 electrons, okay. Next what will happen? These two chlorine will come, they will share 1 electron each. And in this way you see that both chlorine atoms satisfy the octet. Here 6 electron and here these are equally shared, and these are 2 electrons, so 6 plus 2 8, and here also 6 plus 2 8. So that means this octet is filled up, okay, and octet is satisfied, and in this way they will form bond, and this is called what? This is called electron dot structural diagram of chlorine. And here each chlorine containing 3 pairs of electron, okay, these are called lone pair of electrons. These are called lone pair because they are not taking part in the formation or not involving in the formation of bond. So in chlorine molecule total number of unshared pair of electron will be 12, okay, pair of electron will be 6, okay, number of electron will be each chlorine 6 electron, so 2 chlorine, total 12 electron, okay. And if we tell about the pair of electrons, that is the lone pair of electrons, then you have to tell each chlorine 3 lone pair electron is there, so 2 chlorine in chlorine molecule will be 6 lone pair of electrons. Hope you can understand. Next we will discuss another very important example, that is water. In case of water, oxygen, its electronic configuration will be 2 6, okay. So if outermost shell there is 6 electrons. Hope you can understand. and two hydrogen, each hydrogen containing one electron. And here also we can show it by dot cross structure. One is showing the dot, electrons are showing dot, another electron we are showing cross. So in this case, during the formation of water molecule, we will show in this way that two electron is there. Here oxygen is giving one electron to hydrogen and hydrogen is giving one electron. Here they are forming one covalent bond. Here also oxygen is giving one electron, okay, sharing one electron, and hydrogen is giving one, and they are sharing, and in this way oxygen is forming two covalent bond with two hydrogen atom, okay, and it has two lone pair of electrons. Okay, these are the two lone pairs of electrons. They are not taking part in the bond formation. In this way we can show the formation of water molecule by electron dot diagram. Next we will discuss that methane molecule. So methane, you know that carbon electronic configuration 2,4, in K cell there is 2 electron, L cell 4 electron. That means carbon having the 4 electrons in its valence shell, and we have to take 4 hydrogen. Hydrogen we are showing as cross. So then each carbon, that carbon is giving 1 electron to hydrogen, hydrogen is giving 1 electron, and they are forming one bond. In this way 4 carbon hydrogen bond will be formed. Hydrogen's electrons are represented by cross and carbon's electrons are represented by dot. So in this way they will form this methane molecule. And here there is no lone pair of electron. All valence electrons of carbons are used for the formation of bond, and this is the diagram, or this is the shape or structure of the methane molecule. Actually the shape will be the tetrahedral. Later you will understand. Actually whatever molecules we are drawing, these are in maximum case, if it is sp3 hybridized, okay, they will be the tetrahedral. So actually the methane molecule shape is the tetrahedral, okay. And here bond angle of carbon hydrogen carbon will be 109 degree 28 minutes, okay. Each bond angle is equal and bond lengths are also equal, okay. Next we will discuss that carbon tetrachloride, CCl4 molecule formation. So carbon already we have discussed that in the outermost shell 4 electron is there and chlorine 7 electron is there. Okay, 4 chlorine is required and 1 carbon. So and carbon here we are showing as cross. Okay. So this carbon is giving 1 electron, chlorine is giving 1 electron, and they are forming one covalent bond. Here carbon is giving 1 electron, chlorine is giving 1 electron for sharing. In this way 4 carbon chlorine bond will be formed, okay. These are the, we are showing that sharing of electrons, okay. So in this way CCl4 molecule will be formed, okay, and each chlorine atom has 3 lone pairs of electrons. So total number of lone pair of electrons, if I ask, you have to tell that 3 into 4, 12. But if we ask the number of electron unshared, number of unshared electron, okay, then you have to tell that 6 into 4, that will be 20, okay. But if we tell about pair, then you have to tell 12 unpaired of electron is there, okay, that are not used in the formation of bond. Hope you can understand. So in this way you have to practice the structure of these different types of covalent molecules, okay. Oxygen and nitrogen also I will discuss. So oxygen, each oxygen having 6 electron. In this case, to fill up the octet, each oxygen will give 2 electrons, okay, and they will form 2 bonds are formed, okay, between 2 oxygen, okay. Double bond is formed or double covalent bond is formed, okay, and each oxygen containing 2 lone pair of electrons. In oxygen molecule total number of lone pair of electron will be 4. But if you think about nitrogen, each nitrogen will share 3 lone pair of electrons, each nitrogen having 5 valence electrons, and when they are sharing, each nitrogen is giving 3 electrons, okay, for sharing, and definitely there will be formation of triple covalent bond or triple bond, okay. In this way between 2 nitrogen triple bond is formed, okay. and each nitrogen containing one lone pair of electron, and finally in nitrogen molecule there will be two lone pairs of electron. Hope you can understand. So in this way you have to practice the electron dot diagram, okay, for covalent molecules or covalent compounds. Okay. Next we will discuss that what type of force is present in case of covalent compounds. Okay. Actually, covalent, already we told that in case of covalent compounds they exist as molecule. Okay, and the type of force is very weak van der Waals force. In case of ionic compounds, the type of force is very strong, that is called electrostatic force of attraction. But in case of covalent compounds, the type of force is very weak, and it is called van der Waals force of attraction. Okay, and that is why these covalent compounds are generally gases, liquids and soft solids. They are not forming any, generally they are not forming any hard solids. Okay, and these covalent compounds, because of this between two molecules the force is very weak. Okay, so they are generally volatile in nature, and because of this weak van der Waals force, they have very low boiling point and very low melting point. Okay, so if you compare that which one is the strong bond between the ionic bond and covalent bond, definitely you have to say that ionic bonds are strong. Okay, and generally these covalent compounds are non-conductor of electricity. If you think about solid state, it is non-conductor, like sugar, non-conductor. If you melt the sugar, there is no free ions. Okay, there is all atoms are bonded, okay, by sharing of electrons, so definitely it will be non-conductor. In aqueous solution, if you add sugar into water, then they are not ionizing. But there is some exceptional case. If you think about HCl molecule, HCl is a polar covalent compound. It is delta negative, delta positive. When you are adding water, definitely HCl will dissociate into ions. One is forming HCl plus, another is Cl minus. So because of the formation of ion, okay, they will carry current. Okay, that means they are good conductor. But in the gaseous state, when it is pure covalent compounds, they will not form any free ions. Okay, that time they are bad conductor. But when you are dissolving in water, there will be ionization of this HCl molecule to H3 plus and Cl minus, and that is why they are very good conductor in this case. Another example we can give, the ammonia, when it is reacting with water, it is forming ammonium hydroxide, and this ammonium hydroxide is a weak base, and this is also dissociated into NH4 plus, ammonium ion and OH minus. That is why they are weak electrolytes, but they will conduct current or carry current. Okay, and so these are the two exceptional cases that you have to remember. Okay, so in this way we have completed the chapter atomic structure and chemical bonding. In live classes we will discuss the exercise question answers. Okay, and till if you have any type of confusion, you can ask me, and you can send me question through your school's query button, and also you can send SMS through WhatsApp. Okay, so today up to this, thank you.